Welcome to Compas FC. I am Fernando Ramirez. With me, as always, J.C. Cervantes, Eddie Rodriguez. I had to get this show on the road because these guys are starting to argue. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, wait until the show gets started, then let the gloves fly. Come on now. But J.C., how are you doing?
Solid, man. Tired of these boys' lies, but here we go.
Eddie, Mr. Locks, how are you doing?
Hey,
Stop
another
calling me
lock
that.
hit today. Japan beat Mexico, but
Yeah, you were
you
real
know,
quiet for like 6 hours
JC
in
really
the
is the
chat.
reason we get a lot of hate in the comments. So I
Yeah,
love it.
I'm the only somebody got to tell the truth, not just run with the
Yeah,
favorites.
okay.
They're
See, I'm
scary
telling you guys
kids.
right now, not even 40 seconds in,
Oh,
and we're
Japan! I
already.
picked Japan.
This
Instead
guy
of you two
picked the
guys picking.
DR. Who picks the DR? Everybody,
Why
like
not? My whole
99% of the
Padre
people
team
in
is
this
there.
world would have
My
picked the
whole
DR.
you're Machado fan number
Come
one, and
on,
you didn't pick
bro.
him. Make it make sense.
Because I'm realistic. I don't
Make
pick
it make
favorites just because I'm
sense.
a fan.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, easier group. That's why for
Come
sure.
on now.
USA's full of like Dodger players, right?
Nah, so no, don't
Just
crazy talk
Mookie?
now. Come on now. Whoa, 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 whoa.
But
Just
JC's
Mookie?
boy there, Mookie Betts is there.
Yeah, all
Trey
right.
Turner's in there.
You don't even watch baseball.
Uh,
Stop.
all right.
All right. Well, we got a jam-packed episode for you guys. Obviously, we're gonna break down basically now that the guys are on international break or holiday, as some will take it. Uh, we'll be talking about all the leagues, basically what's happening in La Liga, what's happening in the FA Cup, what's happening in the Bundesliga. And this is the first week that Diego Cocca, Mexico's manager, is going to be the first time that Mexican fans get to see what he's going to bring. So definitely some interesting stuff. But we got to start off here. Real Madrid and Barcelona played over the weekend for La Liga. If Madrid would have won, they would be 6 points behind. If not, they would fall. I think, to 12 points behind. Obviously, they lost 2-1. They are now 12 points behind. They've basically all but certainly handed the La Liga title to Barcelona. But there was some controversy in the game. But first, I mean, Eddie, what did you make of the matchup?
One of my few locks that probably didn't hit this season was, Madrid bagging this La Liga. But what ended up happening was that they were unable to clear their lines properly. And that's how they conceded the goals, to be honest. Poor clearances, unable to get the pass to the outlet. I thought Madrid started well, and then they kind of like drifted off, and then Barcelona hit that crucial goal before the half. I think that, if you're Real Madrid, you're trying to go into the halftime being up 1-0, regrouping, and then, sticking to your game plan. But that definitely changed things. I thought that Rodrigo, even though Asensio scored, I thought that was the bad decision by Rodrigo because you saw Vinicius Jr. making that overlap, and Kunde all but gave up on the play and basically let Vinicius in through by himself. And I thought that was the better play. But with that being said, I thought the VAR got this one wrong. I thought Asensio was onside. They drew their lines kind of weird, so it's not a good time to be a Barcelona fan and still have these controversial decisions, going in your favor, especially after the scandal that just, broke out that you've been paying referees from 2001 to 2018. So, yeah, I mean, that to me looks like he's onside because obviously he can't score a goal with his elbow.
Or his hand.
His shoulder looks like it's on par with that
They're
defender. I think
online.
that's Kunde, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't understand what the VAR is thinking
Whoever
here.
drew this is like they need to
He's
go
the
back
one
to
taking the
school.
payments. But honestly,
You know,
we hinted at it. We said it. Unfortunately, the referee will be making an impact on this game. It wasn't Hernandez, but it was, equivalent.
Let me ask you, JC, before I jump to you real quick and ask you, do you what like this play right here? Do you think this should have been called? This should have been a red card or not? Abby.
I don't know about a red, but you got to give at least a yellow. He's going out of his way to go and retaliate,
that's
and
a
I
red card,
mean,
champ.
at least a yellow, champ. I don't know.
That's
I'm
a
not
red
gonna
card.
exaggerate
Well,
it,
and the
but
kid
Naked
had been doing
aggression.
that.
but
There's no ball. There's no ball on that player.
he goes out of
Naked
his way.
aggression. He's targeting the player. Doesn't matter if it's just a bump like that. That's clearly a red card.
Like I said, at least a yellow. Goes out of his way to
And
foul the
look,
player.
Even
hit him.
Lewandowski tries a clip at his feet. Like watch when he lets go. Like look, he even tries to step on him a couple of times.
Hey, like we said, these guys just got found guilty of paying off refs, and here you have it. I mean, what more evidence do you want?
And you guys
It's a
saw
red
it.
card.
Gabi's starting to earn this reputation as a dirty player because he tried that with Manchester United,
Hey,
and Casemiro sat him down real quick and
And
said, "Hey,
that's his
like I said,
immaturity, man. He's just
like I said,
he's immature. He's he's
and you
still a
know what's
hothead.
funny?
Doesn't know how to keep his cool and his composure.
Watching the game, I don't think he's all that good. To be completely honest, like I think he's good, like he's okay,
slow down now.
but I don't. No, but I don't think he's
Slow
at that
down
level
now.
of like.
I think he's pretty
No,
good.
like
Slow down now, champ. Slow
no,
down
but like
now.
look at the number that he's wearing.
Hey,
You
he's
know what
like
they were
19, bro.
You know what they were comparing him to over the weekend? I think Pedri's the one that is.
I know what I was doing when I was 19.
If
It wasn't any
if
of
one of
that.
them, to me, if one of them is gonna be the star, it's gonna be Pedri. To me, this kid's good, but he's not like I don't know. I just saw some.
Look, that's a red card
stuff.
in my opinion. Clearly goes out of his way to target a player, regardless of how much he did, whether he elbowed him, shoved him like that.
It goes out of his way.
Clearly, you can't do that. You
I mean,
can't touch. You
what
can't.
are there for if not for that? What's the point?
And what's the fourth? Where's the fourth referee in there?
That's what I'm saying.
Use my language.
You got a fourth ref.
Kid show.
You got a four. You got a ref. You got VAR. You got cameras everywhere. What's it there for? What's it there for?
There goes the first one.
I'm not too worried about any of this. Carvajal needs to stop. Get out of here, Carvajal. You swear you're tough, then they check you and you just throw yourself. This is soft. This is Ceballos hair pulling.
This
right
one
there.
I'm okay with this one.
You see,
but
this is a summary right here of Real Madrid's game, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Madrid just handed this game over. They were lackadaisical. They got the early goal and they didn't capitalize on the rest of the opportunities they had. And this is what happens. The other team started hitting you. You didn't have an answer. Are you all in on champions? It looks like it. You do have to pick your spots when you got an aging team like this. But, you got to show a little more fight than that. You're not going to let these guys just run around and hit you left and right. You know what I mean?
I don't know,
it's
man.
annoying to see.
This team of Rudiger just doesn't look good.
I don't know, man. They scored 5 in Liverpool, and everybody hates playing in Anfield.
Oh, and then
just
Mendy
gave up 2.
Didn't really look that good either.
Man, Mendy doesn't look like Mendy in forever. That's a lost cause, Realistically, I'm not holding my breath on that guy anymore. He's just another Dembele type guy. That's just
they need to get rid of him. And he wants a new contract. That's the funniest part about the whole thing.
Of course he does. It's like everybody else. They want a bag. Everybody does. Nobody does anything, but they want to get paid on market value.
See, I saw a report over the weekend that supposedly that Carlo Ancelotti wants that if he does come back, he wants a new striker in there. That he wants a striker. Why? Because he wants to use Benzema the way Zizou used to use Cristiano Ronaldo. Hey, we need to sit you during these during the away games. We need to sit you during these lame games that we don't need you. We need you for these critical games. Because Benzema right now, he's in a sense he's showing his age, but the wear and tear as well of the long season of last year.
I don't get why everybody's so upset about it. Like, and then you have an aging.
And Mbappe's going to be your new striker. That's
I understand. No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is,
they get upset about it. They need another striker. They need another winger. They need all these players.
Yeah, but the thing is, Ancelotti's angry because he asked for these things, and Baba Perez hasn't come through. Why? Because he's waiting until this offseason. But then at the same time, like he got blamed over, like everybody was blaming Ancelotti for the loss over the weekend. But I was kind of like, I didn't think it was on Ancelotti. I saw a lot of players walking. I saw a lot of players lackadaisical. Man, Tchouaméni came in, and I thought, okay, he's going to energize the midfield. He was the only 2 players that I saw that gave 3 that gave it their all were Camavinga, Vinicius, and Militao. Other than that, everybody else was walking.
And
even then, you better put some respect on Courtois.
You could say that. You could say that.
No. I'm talking about no. I wasn't talking about Courtois. I'm talking about the players on the field. Like Courtois is the goalkeeper. Courtois is amazing regardless. I'm talking about everybody else.
And you can say all of that. And you can have that, right? You can say all of that, and they still lost because of controversy.
Well,
they still lost a 1-point game. They didn't lose, by 3, 4, 5, 6. They lost by 1.
Oh, as soon as
it was controversial,
was disallowed by,
and they really weren't trying.
This is another thing. If you go back and look at it, Xabi's walking around. He's like, "Don't worry."
Of course.
He even turns at Ancelotti and goes, no va a contar. I'm like, this,
Of course.
and it's like he already knew the mofo that they wasn't going to count. You're like, dude.
And even then, Madrid still just lost by 1. You know,
But
this is all Barca has left. They're not in Europa.
No, I know, but at the same time, it's like it is.
Else.
It is.
And guess what? When they come and play Copa del Rey, what do you think is going to happen? You think
that's another thing too. That's
you
what
really
I was
think come Copa del Rey? Like, come on, bro.
That's what I was telling Dan and Diego. I feel like that's good. That's what it's all setting up for Barcelona to be. Oh, we're 3-0 against Madrid. They're going to come in against Real Madrid and be like, we're going to handle them. They'll beat themselves, and then these guys are going to just take care. Like Madrid comes in and hits them differently.
Very, very poor effort from Madrid here. You know, and even
it was, but
it's a poor to standards, right? It's relative, but they still lost by 1. Thanks to some controversy.
I want to see some. I do want to see some changes though when it comes to the next game. The next game, it needs to be 2 youngs with an old. What does that mean? It needs to be Camavinga and
it's just Fede. A little more effort.
No. Well, Camavinga and Fede with Modric, and then Rodrigo. Like I said on the right, I'm telling you, they did not exploit that right side the way they should have. That's why at times Carvajal was the one that was coming in on the right side, and Benzema's like, well, hell, like. Vinicius is all taken up, and he's like, I'll just pass it. And he would pass it over,
for you. He
Carvajal would just launch it. But that's what I'm saying. They need that right winger to kind of take over because I know what they're doing. It seems like what they want to do is they want to use Rodrigo as a cam. And it feels like that's where Rodrigo kind of wants to play. He wants to play center, attacking mid, and not really play that right side. Well, you need somebody on that right side. If not, you're just going to get it. And Fede does it, but then Fede also has to backtrack and go back and play.
Sounds like they need Ancelotti's boy. Look,
if they come and bring
no, I'm good.
That's Ancelotti's
Llorente back and have him play right back for you guys. So
they should have never been gone.
It's fine.
You know who let him go?
I'm fine. No, Llorente is fine where he's at. He can do what he's doing.
Who let him
go?
But
they you know who they need to go get from Chelsea.
He should be there.
After
you want Reece James, huh?
After Vinicius tortures him, he
never plays. He never plays. Why do you want Reece James?
He's so injury prone.
He never plays, man.
But who knows? Maybe a change of scenery would help him.
And that's cool and all, but I mean, what, like 6 games?
Okay, then you know what? All right, then here we go.
You play every game.
It's time to bench Carvajal.
That's the only reason why Carvajal plays is because he's always there.
That kid's 18 years old. Start using him. Bring in the other kid, Alvaro. What the hell happened to him? He hit 2 game-tying goals.
He's not quality anymore. He's not quality, bro. Come on,
bro. Come on. You gotta
this
use
is Real Madrid
at one point.
Madrid, bro.
Okay, but at times like yesterday,
just don't throw anybody in there.
Benzema looks exhausted. Benzema's not giving 100. Like you just can't give the maximum effort. Why? Because he's still dealing with that damn.
It might be a Cancelo on the in the market for you guys.
That actually would be Cancelo would actually be a huge upgrade.
He'll give you a good 4 years.
And I was surprised. Well, I wasn't surprised that they didn't take him over the winter break because they don't like going after anybody in the winter. But like Ancelotti's not even using Lucas Vazquez, and I know Lucas Vazquez isn't that good, but he's an upgrade from Carvajal in my opinion. I mean, Carvajal.
I think work rate rise. Yeah, he's an upgrade.
Exactly. He's gonna work. He's gonna fight.
Defensively, they're both in shambles. So
exactly. But that's why I'm saying Vinicius Tobias is 18 years old. Bring him in. Let's see what the kid's got. Throw him out there and see what he's got. The other kid, I'm just saying, bring him in the 85th minute.
The last good right back that Madrid had in recent time was Sergio Ramos.
And that was
And well, I mean, Hakimi was transition to center back.
Hakimi wasn't bad, but I mean, now you're gonna have to learn and with what's going on with him,
Hakimi wasn't bad.
I don't think. Well, I mean, he wasn't bad. He was just he
still
hadn't learned. He's not
good, bro.
He still wasn't as good as what he is now. But with what is going on with him legally, I don't know.
Who let Hakimi go? Who let Llorente go? Who let Hakimi and Llorente go?
I can tell you, but you're not gonna like it.
Who let him go?
Papa Perez.
Oh yeah,
he's the one that told him and Theo.
All right.
Hey, those are the guys that sell. But
a certain coach didn't want to play him, right?
Eddie, you basically think that these guys, that Madrid's on the it's Champions League or it's nothing?
Yeah, they're all in on Champions League, I guess, at this point. I mean, 12-point deficit with I think 8 games to go or something like that. That's going to be extremely tough to cover from, unless Barcelona go on a weird trip and just start losing games and tying games left to right,
they will.
Which can happen.
But if you're Ancelotti, what do you do? What do you do with Benzema, Toni Kroos, and like in the La Liga games? Do you still play them,
That's what you've
or is
been
it more
doing.
like, hey, save them for Champions League, let them sit?
No, I think you still want to play them and make sure that they're still match fit and ready to play in the Champions League. But again, if you're up 1 or 2-0 and you're playing, let's say Celta Vigo or something like that, I think it's okay to expect Ancelotti to start rotating the squad 50 minutes, 60 minutes into the match. Don't expect these players to start playing, 90 plus minutes anymore. Certainly not a Benzema. You definitely want to have him, ready and going because, to be honest, that's your only striker. So if he goes down, your front line's going to be in big trouble.
JC, do you feel like they can still win Champions League?
Of course. I mean, the performance showed it. They are a team that needs to pick their battles. They played a lackadaisical team. The lackadaisical game, you could argue, versus Barcelona, and they still only lost by 1 because of controversy. With low effort, they're breezing through La Liga. They're all in on champions, bro. You got to pick your battles with an Asian team like that. And I mean, why not? You get another trophy cabinet, another Orejona in the trophy cabinet. It ain't nothing to be.
Madrid fans will take that over Copa del Rey and La Liga.
Hey, and if they sneak a Copa del Rey, what? If they do a double? Ain't no telling. Yeah. Barca could fall apart after they lose that game versus Copa del Rey.
Because Barca could be feeling themselves after them like basically securing La Liga. They could feel themselves and not take that game seriously.
All right, Fernando, let me ask you this: are they overachieving if they win Champions League this season, given what happened last season and the Champions League run they went on? Is Ancelotti overachieving and basically, doing the repeat, which is super hard to do
in Europe?
Like, you're asking me if he's overachieving this year with the squad that he has?
Yeah, is he overachieving
by repeating?
I think so, because of the like I'm telling you, the squad is I can tell these guys, half of these guys are gassed. Like, you can tell somebody like Toni Kroos, even Modric looks a little gassed. Carvajal is just not.
They're just showing their age, bro.
He's playing, and there's nothing wrong with it.
It's just the Porsche. It's just the squad isn't as foolish.
They're not like they were last year.
The squad's pretty thin, if you ask me. Because
you know what it was?
Who's replacing Benzema?
Last year, remember last year at this point, they already had La Liga wrapped. Like, they already had La Liga wrapped up at this point. So all they focused on, and they had already gotten knocked out of Copa del Rey. All they needed to focus on was Champions League. And right now, they were still fighting. They were still fighting for La Liga, and now I think they're finally going to put I think they're going to look fresh come against Chelsea. I think they're going to hit the break. The only thing I don't like, I wish Modric wouldn't go play with Croatia. I wish he would have taken this time off. He would have said, you know what, I'm going to stay. I'm not going to go play with them. I'm going to take this time to rest, get ready, because
that guy's Croatia first.
I know, I know he is, but I just think it would have been better if we didn't see him. I honestly thought it would have been better if he doesn't go. But is he overreaching? Yeah, but Ancelotti's done this before. He's overreached before, and he's won with teams that you don't expect him to win. Hell, if they beat Chelsea convincingly and they have to face Man City or Bayern, I wouldn't put it past Ancelotti to beat either one of those squads, especially with the squad that they have. But I think they need to do it with Nacho at left back. I don't think they can do it with Mendy. I don't think, unless Alaba comes back, then you kind of do something like that. But I just think that I just don't like Mendy at left back. By the way, I don't know if it was just me. I saw him a little he kind of had a little bit of a gut when I saw him. So I was like, I don't know.
Hasn't been playing, bro.
I don't know if I like that. So, but Ancelotti's done this before. I think I certainly think they can win it, but it's just going to be about leaving everything, all the outside noise out, and just focusing on them finishing off the Champions League again. But can they do it? Certainly, but it's going to they're going to have to get past Chelsea, and then obviously it's either Bayern or Man City. And I feel like if they could beat either one of those two, then the finals.
Bayern.
I'm not saying the finals going to be cake, but I think the final would be a lot easier than whatever they have to face, especially having to go again like they did. Like last year, they faced the rounds of death. They had PSG, they had Chelsea, and they had Man City. That's why when they played Liverpool, they were like, "What?"
Bayern in the finals never a cakewalk, big gang. I don't know.
No. That would be their semifinal. They would face it's Man City or Bayern in the semifinal, and then in the final it'd be whatever team from Portugal or Italy that ends up making it from that side. Which Napoli's going to be a tough team, But I mean, who built that team and that Napoli has in a sense? Ancelotti. So Ancelotti knows that team. But I mean,
whoa, guy, you said Gattuso. You hear that? That's so disrespectful.
Who signed Osimhen?
Jesus
Who signed
Christ,
Lozano? Who signed Lozano? Who
Jesus
signed Osimhen?
Christ. I can't with you today. What is
All
it? I can't.
All right,
Man.
let's move on now to the FA Cup. Manchester United, a very weird game on Sunday. It felt like at one point they were teetering back and forth. Fulham obviously goes up 1-0. And then a weird sequence happens where Willian, Mitrovic, and even the manager all get a
Oh man, that was shambles.
yeah, they all get a red card.
Good job, William.
They all get red cards and they
Thumbs
get kicked
up.
out of the game. And right as soon as they get kicked out, Bruno takes advantage, and so does Sabitzer, and they end up putting it away. But Eddie, I'm gonna start off with you. What did you think? What did you make of this?
Yeah, it was a tough 60 minutes for United. Looks like nothing was going their way as far as finishing, and Fulham was putting a lot of pressure. And the preseason Pirlo was deadly and spot on with his passing.
Don't miss.
For those who don't know what I'm talking about, Andres Pereira used to be a Manchester United player. Grew up in the academy, et cetera, et cetera. You know, decided to leave due to game time. And they call him the preseason Pirlo because he'd always show up preseason and score a worldie.
Crazy.
Never see any game time at United.
And it wouldn't develop.
But I think, you know, Fulham just did it to themselves because if you're Willian in that position, you just let the goal go in and you're 1-1. Your team is playing well. You still have, you know, opportunities to you know, finish the game off and possibly get a win. And just doing that, you know, coming from a player as experienced as him was a little shocking. The way he tried to play it off, come on, man, there's VAR now. Like maybe back in the days you were able to do that. Now, definitely not.
Depends where the VAR is, though.
You know, the controversy surrounding Mitrovic. I get it. You're not supposed to touch the referee. But if that was the case, you know, to be unbiased here, I think Bruno Fernandes shouldn't be touching the linesman either. Any referee you shouldn't be touching, regardless of what it is. So I can understand Fulham's frustration when they're like, hey, Mitrovic got sent off, but Bruno didn't. Like, what's going on there? And I understand that discrepancy, you know, in that case, in that scenario, I think Bruno should have seen red as well. But with that being said, you know, them going a man down really, you know, just opened up the game for United. Marcel Sabitzer finally got his goal. What a goal, what a cheeky finish. And then, you know, Bruno just sealed it off. So, yeah, United, they're moving through.
JC?
Sancho cooked that back line, boy. You seen him just saying, let me go right to go left real quick. He shook him. Once he took that extra touch, I had to hold my breath, though. He kind of did a little too much there after taking an extra touch after going past the goalkeeper. But hey, that's what sweaty dudes do. You know, he's nice with the ball. I always said it. I like Sancho's calm and collectedness when he's on the ball, you know, in the last third, especially in the box. The guy's never showing that he's scared to shake a player and then, you know, go around the goalie. So I like to see that. And that's great signs from him because you could definitely use that coming in for the back half of this season. You got a big game versus Sevilla coming up. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. A certain player over there starting to show his true colors. You know, disappeared again from another important game. And, you know, we'll just leave that for the comment section. You don't know who it is. But definitely a hard-fought game from Fulham. All respect to them. The first 60 minutes, they really were bringing it, man. The high press was there. They got a real strong midfield with that Paulinho guy. Definitely not a push off the block. Showed up well versus Portugal and is still carrying over. And, you know, I'm not going to lie to you, man. Fulham could have took the game. That 1-0 lead. You know, goalkeepers standing around per usual, just watching balls go by.
What do you
Lord
mean?
forbid, he dominates his area.
They kept them in the tie. Did you even watch the game? Did you watch the game?
Exactly. Did you watch him just watch the ball go by?
Did you watch how many saves they had to make?
Did you watch him watch the ball go by?
United defense?
You watch him watch the ball go by and not dominate his box like always? Like always? You're a legend, right there.
Eddie,
his box, the goals ain't going in.
Mm-hmm. Eddie,
scored no one.
We have a question for you from the audience, Dan and Dago. He was wondering, one, how did you think Rashford played? And two, were you surprised that he didn't bag a goal?
super surprised he didn't back a goal. But again, there's going to be times where Rashford has these type of games where maybe he isn't as impactful as you hope he can be. But that's where the squad depth comes in. And Anthony came in, opened the game up a little bit, gave Sancho that pass, and that led to the penalty. Contrary to what J.C. wants to say, big game from De Gea, poor game from Rashford. I'll give him that. Surprisingly okay game from Maguire. I like that he's looking like that, right? So we could go sell him for 50 million come summer.
You trying to rob someone?
Hey, let's rob this for 80.
Hey, shoot, let me get at least 40.
Get something back. But yeah, poor game from Rashford. Let's be honest, it was a poor game.
What else is new? Showing his true colors.
He got and
then he backs out of
from
England.
The England squad because
Whack.
Now he's focused on Manchester
Whack.
United.
Whack.
Giving you Alex Ferguson vibes.
Don't connect
where,
dots that don't
big
exist.
players like that,
Next question. Cut this guy off.
injured and backed out of the national squad and to focus on club football.
Whack.
Love to see it.
Lies.
Good on Rashford for that.
Stop
always
lies.
focus on Manchester United.
Stop building lies.
Love it.
Why did he back out?
Because he got his toenail ingrown or something. I don't know. Per usual.
Got a
He's
little
just
knock.
making up
Got a
excuses. A little knock.
Rashford and Mount
Alright.
out of England.
Yeah, what else is new?
Oh, who cares about Mason Mount? He's having a horrible season.
Yeah, man.
It didn't say why. Oh yeah, I saw a report that supposedly Chelsea's considering
They
taking him out.
should.
But JC, don't you think it helps Rashford like not having to play with England so he can just focus on Man U?
You kidding me? He just can't live up to the expectation. That's all. I mean,
What?
whatever. The 2 Euro Cup final, or the Euro Cup final, and then the Nations Cup final after that. Like, bro, just come on, man. Come on. Let's just move on. FA final, here we come. We'll see y'all Man City versus Man United. It's looking like at the moment, right? But we definitely got to get off to earlier starts with these. I guess it showed the fatigue today. I mean, in that game, not today, right? The other day. But I felt like a lot of fatigue was kicking in too, though. We don't really have the best squad rotation. We don't have the best squad depth. Players going down. Eriksen's really missing. He's really getting overlooked. If you have Eriksen available for this game, you're managing this game way different than you are, than him being gone. And then Donny van de Beek for sure would have been a shooting into play. You may be looking at a Donny van de Beek goal instead of a Sabitzer goal. So, it's just a different things. And, squad's just doing what he can. Coach is doing what he can with the squad. The fatigue's starting to kick in. Competition's still alive. And he's battling it all out through and through. He's just trying to finish top all the way through. And it's going to keep happening. Hopefully we hold up.
Next one, FA Cup. Manchester City beats down Burnley 6-0. Erling Haaland had a hat trick. Julian
Your
Alvarez
next Galactico.
put two more. I don't want to talk mainly about the game because obviously we know what it is. But Eddie, does this feel like it's kind of heading to a Manchester United versus Man City FA final?
Yeah, he's gonna
definitely
pick
feels
City
that
to
way.
win,
But
too.
Brighton's still in the way, and Brighton's been having a great season this year. So
Because of who?
Manchester United are not gonna have a cakewalk against Brighton. But Man City versus Burnley, Pep versus Vincent Kompany. Maybe expect a little more because Burnley are playing well in the championship right now. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're top of the league. But yeah, I mean, definitely expected more from this game. 6-0, kind of, a sleeper, I guess, of a game. Man City were always in control of this game. But you did expect Burnley to make it a little interesting, given that the championship is a really tough league, man. Tough league. So,
but I mean, that's when you see the wages come in, the quality. You spend $1 billion versus the championship. I mean, could you say you didn't expect
£30 million or something?
Come on, man. The wages, like what the whole team gets in wages, is probably what freaking Holland gets in a month. Like, come on. It's just crazy. But
it'll be cool to see Manchester United versus Man City. I think JC said it'll be a first in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So,
we know who Julia Roberts going to be going for.
Oh, yeah, because there's certain. This is the original Pretty Woman, not that fake one floating around Paris. We can't all have them show up to our clubs, right?
I'd love to see Man United invite her and Pep be there and freak out about how she's there and not going for him.
Yeah, that fool's hype.
Yeah. So speaking of Man City, there is a new report that supposedly Liverpool is now feeling that they're out on Jude Bellingham, and Man City is now confident that they will be the ones that sign him.
Yeah, they're crazy.
JC, what do you think?
They better lock down Holland first. There's a reason why they're offering Julian Alvarez a big old extension. After not really doing much with the club, so I feel like they're gonna lose a striker soon. I don't think they're gonna really do too much for Bellingham. You first have to find out if Pep's gonna stay or go. You feel like if he doesn't win Champions League, is he gonna stay? Because another year, same old Pep. And if he doesn't win the Premier League and he doesn't win the Champions, and all he has to show is the FA Cup, I don't know. I don't really see him sticking around too much. Just like Bayern and Barca all over again. He's just running teams into the dirt. Kevin De Bruyne is coming off the bench regularly. They do need to replace him. Is Bellingham the guy to replace him? I don't think so. Different players, Jude's more, rough, box to box, not as finesse. He's got technique and all that, not to diss him, but Kevin's just shoulders above everybody when it comes to playmaking and just putting the ball on the spot. But they're going to be confident to be all in. Of course, they got money left and right, and they clearly run up a wage bill better than anybody in the world. And you can make all the jokes you want about United spending as much, but I mean, when you go for it, player for player, position for position.
Well, one club's being accused by the FA of breaching a lot of
and I wasn't gonna be the
fair
one.
play
This is very
regulations, and the other one isn't. So very Barca-esque.
Yeah, feel me? You hear where I'm going with this?
You could take Pep out of Barca, can't take the Barca out of Pep.
Yeah, feel me.
But I still believe that Jude Bellingham is considering either Liverpool or Real Madrid. I've always thought that he had his eyes set on going to Liverpool. Let's be honest. I thought that was his dream, to play for Liverpool and play for one of the biggest clubs in England.
Why?
Manchester City really don't fit that mold. I don't know where you'd play Jude Bellingham if you're Pep Guardiola, because
you don't know what to do with quality players like that.
What did you do with Calvin Phillips? Ran into the ground. Kevin De Bruyne getting ran into the ground. Bernardo Silva getting ran into the ground. But if they plan on signing him, they do have to make room for him. And that probably means they're selling Cancelo in the summer. That probably means they're selling 2 or 3 more players in the summer, just to be able to make that bid for Bellingham. But again, I still think it's between Real Madrid and Liverpool. To be fair.
They I definitely agree with that. The reports are that his parents are leaning more towards him going to England, but he's the one that eyes going to Real Madrid, and with the new stadium opening and the history of Real Madrid, that he is considered.
Look, let's be fair. If you go to England, you're gonna for sure make a lot more money than if you go to like La Liga and play for Real Madrid. But the prestige of playing for Real Madrid, that's almost like a once in a lifetime for a player.
Yeah.
Just because they want you right now at 19, it's not a guarantee that they're going to want you 6 years from now. Unless you're like that one generational talent, like an Mbappe, that, you have a say in things like that. And I'm not saying Jude Bellingham's not up there, but again, a lot can change between right now and 4 or 5 years from now.
Completely agree.
So if you're Jude Bellingham, this once in a lifetime opportunity comes, and Real Madrid say, "Hey, we want to make you the next Modric, the next Galactico, if you will, in the midfield, and it's going to be a young core of, let's say, you, Valverde, and Tuchmani in the midfield with Vinicius and Rodrigo." You know what I'm saying? I think Real Madrid are the more enticing package, regardless of the money they're going to give you, right? Because again, they're not going to give you 250,000 per week. They'll come close to it, but I don't think Real Madrid are willing to break their wage structure, since Cristiano left a couple years back. So
and that's why Real Madrid saved themselves when the pandemic happened. Real Madrid were, they had to move some stuff around, but they were okay. And Barcelona just completely fell down the creek because they had all their money invested in almost one player. So I completely agree with that. But let's move now on to Tottenham. They tied against Southampton. Is Conte next and get the next manager to get sacked?
Absolutely. You know what? I thought it was gonna be Graham Potter first, but looks like he's managing to turn it around over there. Conte, on the other hand, he's not saying all the right things in the press conferences. He's
Yo,
getting
that was nuts.
altercations with his own
The rant that he went
players.
off.
He's throwing Richarlison under the bus. And in some ways he's not wrong. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like, I'll tell you right now that there's something fundamentally wrong with Tottenham.
No. There's something fundamentally wrong with sports in general. We're blaming managers more than we are holding the players accountable.
Sure,
And I feel
exactly.
like that's a big thing too.
But I
And the
think also
problem
the
here
players just
is
can't gravitate to
ownership.
this guy's playing style. And he
Yeah.
hinted at, he's saying people don't want to work. People don't want to, do the
They
dirty
don't.
things
Nobody
you
in
have
that
to
team
do to
has
become
ever
a
wanted to
champion.
work.
And I
Remember
understand
when the
where
NFL was
Conte's
two
coming
a
from.
days? Like even now, it's only 1 day of practice.
Yeah.
Guys get tired, and it's like, dude, these guys used to do 2 or 3 a days in full pads in 120 degree weather. It's just crazy.
But there's a reason why they pay these managers so much. I think he was like on a $10 million contract, per year. So there's a reason you're getting paid that much, because you're supposed to be this master motivator, this guy that understands the game and someone that's able to get the best out of their players, given the squad and the resources that club have. Things were going well in the beginning, but I think as time went on, people were just not taking to Conte's playing style. And unfortunately, it's a results-driven league, and if you're not producing the results, the first to get sacked is not a player. It's going to be the manager. So.
JC?
Hey, new coach, same old freaking Spurs, man. New coach, same Spurs, and it's gonna keep being that way as long as that little fake Bezos is up in charge. And
Now
guy doesn't care.
presenting number
The guy
9
doesn't.
for
Come
Manchester
on, bro. There's a
United.
reason. There's a reason why
Harry Kane.
There's a reason why they're all over Amazon. Doing all this extracurricular stuff, and they're doing everything but winning. Same old Tottenham. It doesn't matter who's the coach. You paid this guy a $1.50 to come in and make miracles happen. You already had Mourinho do it. You didn't want to win. Same old Spurs, man. They're never going to get out of this because the owner doesn't want to win. And it's easy. He threw the owner under the bus for the same reason. Nobody on that team wants to work ever, bro. And until that day comes and that guy gets out of there and they change the culture, it ain't never going to change.
Now presenting number 9 for Manchester United, Harry Kane.
You mess around and see him in
I'll be
Madrid.
surprised if
so excited to be here. Thank you very much.
The international break.
I get to play with one of the best wingers in the world, in Marcus Rashford. I get to play with one of the best goalkeepers in the world, in David De Gea. For one of the best managers in the world, in Eric Ten Hag.
That's funny.
For Casemiro, Varane. What?
Hey, your team needs a goal scorer. What if he goes?
You gotta surround Harry Kane with winners, and maybe he'll start winning. So
I don't need Harry Kane.
We'll
I need youth.
You got youth. You're complaining about your youth.
No. Guys,
you wouldn't take a Harry Kane?
No. You're crazy, bro.
No,
you're mental. Guaranteed 30 goals a season. You're gonna say no.
I'm good.
All
I don't think
competitions.
He don't fit.
Score goals don't fit.
No, he doesn't fit.
Scoring goals doesn't fit.
I've never been a Harry Kane fan. I don't think he's clutch.
What do you? Oh,
I need clutch.
Okay.
Benzema's clutch.
If you're winning if you're winning every game 1-2-0, you don't gotta worry about clutch. You're up the whole game. That's a guaranteed goal.
I don't trust him.
That's a guaranteed goal. What's not to trust? That's a goal.
I'm with you. You can't trust a Spurs player. You're right.
Yeah, no, I can't trust him. All right. Eddie, you look right now, the Bundesliga. I think some people would be surprised. It's a tight race. Right now, BVB, Borussia Dortmund is in first place. Bayern Munich is in second. Just what do you make of what's going on right now in the Bundesliga? And then Union Berlin is a close third with they're only 5 points behind Dortmund. What do you make right now?
8 games to play in the Bundesliga, and to have a tight race like this is what everyone wants to see, to knock Bayern off their perch, I would say. But this is the problem with Julian Nagelsmann. I think this was critiqued all along, saying if you fumble winning the Bundesliga, like for sure you're not gonna be here next season, because I know how much Bayern fans love winning the league year after year after year. But the big game coming up is the Klassiker, whatever you want to call it, right? BVB versus Bayern.
Hey, don't do that
That's
again,
the next game, and I think that's going to decide the title.
Don't do that again.
Let's be honest. That's going to be the title decider. right there. So,
But then BVB also has or Bayern still has their matchup against Man City to look forward to. So I think it catches them right in between there. So it's going to be interesting to see what Bayern Munich does around that time. Which one they lean on more. Obviously, like you said, they love the league title, but hey, you have a chance to
you have a
win
chance to
Champions League
win
again.
Champions League. In my
Exactly.
humble opinion, La Orejona all the way. But hey, we'll see what happens. I don't think Nagelsmann is. I think he was thrown into Bayern too early
Yeah.
in his managerial career. Yes, he's been doing great things at other clubs, but I don't think he was ready to take on such a big project like Bayern is. So we'll see.
JC, what do you think?
I know some load management. Greg Berhalter take notes. That's what happens when you play Gio Reyna. Things start happening for you. So go and take some notes on that big guy. Effecto Gio Reyna. But no, Borussia always kind of had a team to compete, right? They got a nice youth team. But Brandt, how much is Brandt? Is he still injured? Is he still missing? How long is he gone for?
Oh
Because
no,
he's really
out there.
He picked up that knock versus Chelsea, I think it was, or that previous game. And, just as long as that guy doesn't fall apart, they're definitely going to be in a race for a lot. And he's really their engine at the moment, the way he's playing off of Royce. And
love to see it from Marco Reus. Love to see it.
He deserves it. That man deserves it. He's Borussia through and through. Didn't sell out like his boy Lewandowski. Didn't join the dark red side. But I don't know. If Bayern really wins this, nobody's really kind of worried about them not winning the cup. It's just second place. Like you said, this next game's really going to decide it all. And Bayern's got to think about champions, bro. They're in a drought. They really haven't won champions since they had that treble with Ribéry. And
no, they just won one a couple of years ago.
One.
You guys count that? Come on, for real.
Against PSG.
The COVID cup. The COVID champions.
They won
it was the COVID, but I mean,
hey, Lewandowski deserved the Ballon d'Or that year, and he got screwed.
Yeah.
That was
I count it.
That team is kind of.
Oh, by the way, Madrid may end up winning that first leg because Little Daniel was telling me yesterday that they're thinking about starting Christian Pulisic. Oh, just feed him right to the line. I can't wait. That'd be a guaranteed win right there. If that full goal.
I mean, they're in a drought.
Stop dissing Captain America, guy.
They need to win champions. They need to win champions. So if they can pull,
how you rate Chicharito, but not him?
I don't rate Chicharito.
I got a question. Come on, bro. You like Tecatito, but you don't like Pulisic. Get out of here.
That's crazy.
Are you kidding? If anything, Chicharito's played at way better clubs than Christian Pulisic. And did more.
Hey, Pulisic has a Champions League and Chicharito don't?
Okay, he rode the bench for that one. He rode the bench for that one. Havertz won that one.
Just saying.
Hey, my
man.
Havertz won it.
My man.
You see what I did right there?
You go. Yeah, I like that. Get this, man. This man. Yeah, but no, shout out, Borussia giving him heck, and Bayern's not getting a rest. It'd be a different kind of Bayern that you'd be seeing in Champions League.
Bayern's problem is that they just tied a lot of games. I think they've tied 7 games, but only lost 2, and where Borussia have lost 6 games.
They picked up the injury bug here and there, though. If you got a certain someone named Sadio Mane running the muck up on the wing like he's supposed to, he caught the injury bug. That's all it is. And they're playing without a striker. Keep it a buck. Trouble one thing is not a world-class Bayern Munich striker, my guy. And Mueller's going in there and doing whatever he can whenever he can. So once Bayern gets some
Mueller,
whatever the squad needs. One of my type right there. Whatever you need, coach. I'll play left back if you need me to. I don't care. You know what I mean? I'll go neutralize Messi in the midfield. I don't care. I'm here for the squad through and through. Big Bayern Munich through and through. And that's all really is. You just caught a little injury bug. I think Bayern just really focused on champions because that's really what they need. And they've been in a drought. If anybody can break their run this year, I really feel it's them.
All right, moving on. Oops, she did it again. What do I mean?
Man.
Kim Kardashian strikes again. She last week she went to Arsenal to go watch them in the Europa League, and they end up getting kicked out by Sporting at their own stadium. Kim was there to watch, I guess, her boy Saka play, because there was a video actually that Saka FaceTimed Saint West. And I saw something about that, so I guess they're boys. But now she continued her soccer tour. She went to PSG to go watch PSG play Rennes. Rennes ended up winning 2-0. That was the first time that PSG have lost at home in 35 games. So it was definitely the Kardashian curse lives on. Here's Saint with
Mbappe. Don't touch those kids.
Mbappe. There's Kim getting her personalized jersey. Hey, you know what that means, though, right?
He's coming on a European tour. That's
it's
what that
time.
means.
This guy, the Kardashian curse, is gonna hit PSG. Mbappe's gonna say, "Fuera, I'm out. I'm gonna go to Real Madrid." So there you go. The Kardashian curse is gonna hit him there. But just interesting. And then Messi, the beloved Messi, the quote, he got booed out of the stadium. What J.C. just explained? Explain it to me like if I'm 5, in the words of Michael Scott. What in the world's happening?
My man, I mean, Paris is just fed up. They're spending the wage bill. They got the GOAT, but they lose 2-0. You know, first time they lost at home in 35 games. Kardashian curse, call it what you want. They've been subpar for a long time. This is just the icing on the cake. And if you ask me, that's the bigger story here. But that owner better be careful shaking hands with Kim Kardashian. They got that court case coming up real soon, and they got a lot they got to clear on the books before. And this right here, they're not doing themselves any favor. But the only thing I ask is United Faithful, come together, keep this woman out of Manchester, send her back over, send her back over to
Hey, neighbors.
Keep her away from us.
Don't even go to the Santiago Bernabeu at all. Not even during Champions League, especially.
TikTok go viral. Keep her away from United. Tell her I said I don't care. Add her at the show.
Oh, the Compas said stay away.
Keep her away from anything I want to see good in this team. Please
Eddie,
send her to City or something. I don't know.
Please.
Jeez, please.
No, help us. No, let me tell you something. I told you guys in the chat, as soon as they zoomed into Kim Kardashian, I was like, there goes Arsenal. Lock it in. Arsenal gonna lose.
Bet 3 houses. Sure go get a loan. Go get a loan and put the money on it. She's at the game, any of them. Hey, and the next victim is Bad Bunny. 40 million.
But I guess the bigger picture here is that Kim is on a European tour, so hide your kids, hide your husbands,
lock your club doors. She's not allowed in.
That's crazy though. But we're gonna. What did you make about the great Messi getting booed?
You know what? It was a long time coming, and a lot of people are fed up with it because this narrative that was being pushed when he won the World Cup, that Messi this, Messi that, like Messi has been clocked out for a long time, and PSG didn't go and spend the money they did and give him the wages he wanted for him to like show up in the Farmers League and score 10 goals and give 10 assists. You know, they expected a lot more in return, and they expected to still be in champions. So again, like I said, Messi is using PSG just to stay fit for the Argentina squad. Let's be real. And that's it.
He's gonna go play Ecuador. Cue me up.
Leo Messi, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde está Leo Messi?
While one player is getting booed, there's another player getting cheered at the Saudi League. He just scored an amazing free kick goal.
Don't go there.
Doing things out there,
Don't go there.
Just saying, just throwing.
He's gonna have a revenge. He's gonna have a revenge tour next year. He's gonna come back to Europe. He's gonna have a revenge tour.
Shout out Dan Diego for betting everything he's got for Newcastle to bring you
Ronaldo back. He locked it in. He said he's coming back to the Prem.
He said it. Shout out Dan Diego.
He did say that. All right, guys. Now let's move on to like I said, it's international play right now. So we got to talk about this. Diego Cocca, it's going to be his first game as a manager. They're playing. Hold on, I told you guys.
Per usual, nobody.
Well, they're playing Suriname. So on Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then next Sunday they play Jamaica. At again 5 o'clock. Jamaica should be a more
Shamrock.
interesting aspect, but thanks to JC, we got the roster of that he will be taking.
Los Troncos.
What stands
Tronco
out to
FC.
you, Eddie? What stands out to you about this roster?
All the
Oh my
true
god, I thought I said
trunks.
Oribe Peralta. I was about to say, are you kidding? But no,
Yeah, he's liable. He's liable. Hold on. My favorite part. Look at the better roster at the bottom. All those sponsors they gotta make happy. That's the real roster right there.
Oh, let me take this off.
That's Mexican soccer for you right there. You gotta make all those sponsors happy, not your fans.
The only thing that's got me excited is Santi Jimenez back in La Selección. You seen that kid and what he's capable of doing this season? Firing on all cylinders.
Let's go, Julian Araujo. Yeah,
bro. Look at this. Y todos, incluyendo a todos que fueron al mundial pasado, nomás fueron a hacer el ridículo y quedaron en la historia y se quemaron el
like
peor
that comment.
mundial.
Shout out to that person.
Yeah, right
like
there. That's a burner account. Get a profile pic up there, Ruiz. Get your credit, big guy. And then for all our non-Spanish speakers translating, he said, including everyone that went to the World Cup, just went to go put on a clown show, and they put up the worst World Cup in history. So
my bad, Eddie, shout
out, Ruiz. Put your profile pic
really
up.
Get
your credit, big guy.
Probably Andy Ruiz.
You're the new manager. You're taking 20 out of the 26 players that went to that World Cup that didn't show up, that didn't really do much. The only saving grace for Tata Martino was Luis Chavez was included in the squad, and that boy can ball. So let's be real here. Cocca, there's a big hill for you to climb to, gain the trust and the respect of the fans.
Boy Diego Lainez.
If he loses to the United States, I think 3 weeks time or whatever, 4 weeks time,
you said calling it already.
Out.
You said
fuera.
You said if you giving him a chance. You giving him a chance with that team.
United States right now.
With that team, you're giving him a
coach.
chance.
They don't have an actual coach yet.
My man, same team.
Coach.
Same team.
So,
those games
April
are
19th. April 19th. You know what we should
mark it down. The Compas will do a preview show for that.
We should. We should watch that game. We should go somewhere and watch the game. Maybe invite some people that listen to the show to come and join us, and
that'll be great.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting. Oh, that's the same night as the Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. So you got to watch the game first, and then you get the boxing fight after. So, JC, what do you make of this?
This is terrible. If he plays anything like Atlas did in those two final runs, this team's gonna suck, and they're gonna be slow. Right? They're gonna be slow. They're gonna be boring. See a lot of slow troncos, aka tree trunks, out here. I'm not holding my breath anywhere here. It's just all about the sponsors right now, and he can say and do whatever he wants. He's just another coach there for a paycheck, champ. I'm not too hyped on this, and I don't. This is nuts. Like Suriname, little gimme game. They're gonna play Jamaica. If Jamaica really wants to, they can run them out. Is Antonio out there? Did Antonio get called up to Jamaica? Anybody know? Drop it in the comments, because if they did, them defenders gonna have a long game. There's nobody up there keeping up with Antonio.
That boy Bailey's still kind of crazy, so
he's very sweaty. Who on the wing gonna cover it? Come on, man.
I got something interesting.
Welcome to Jamrock. Yeah, I'm not hyped on this Mexico team. And
¿Cómo chingados es posible que México sea potencia o tenga dignos representantes en béisbol, en boxeo, en automovilismo, en artes marciales mixtas y en un chingo de deportes? Pero en el deporte que más se practica, que más difusión tiene, que más apoyos tiene, ¡no valemos nada!
So basically, the guy says, "Hey, we have some of the best athletes that box, that do MMA, that are F1 drivers, and they do all this other stuff. But in the one damn sport that everybody loves and everybody watches, which is soccer, we're not worth a damn." So
that's the same problem though that the U.S. have with the soccer team. They have one of the best athletes in the world. But, it's just because it's barely gaining traction. The MLS is only like 20-something years old.
That's a big difference.
Let this marinate. Let this get to
USA is going to come up.
I think the USA this year, well, not this year, but 2026, expect them to be past the quinto partido.
Again, quarterfinals.
They're going to be up there, man.
It is time for our favorite segment.
And forget It's ecstasy.
Astonishing! This is not just a dream, it's a wet dream of orgasmic proportions.
It is time for what's on social media. And obviously, some of these are brought to you by Dan and Diego. He sends them to me. He's like, hey, I think the lads will really like this one. So I got to start it off with a bang.
And we don't preview these guys. This is
no, they don't preview.
This is live.
Whenever I show these guys this, they have not seen any of this. So
anything could happen.
You're getting their full reaction. JC, only Marcus Rashford has more goals in all competitions in 2023 than Victor Osimhen. Is he on a different level? What do you think, JC?
No, he's catching up. Next question.
That's so disrespectful.
Where was he last year? And the year before that?
Only in there
and the year before that?
4 goals here and there. Like
I'm not even rating Haaland.
Come on, guy.
I'm not even rating Haaland. Come on.
Where was Osimhen the last 3 years?
This is his first year he played. Last year he was injured.
Oh, that was his first year. Oh, you believe this guy?
Are you done being a LeBron fan over there, bro? Talk about Rashford like everybody talks about Messi.
I ain't gonna say no more.
That's you with Rashford every time. You sound like every Messi fan lover ever.
No, bro.
Oh, Rashford.
Rashford. I just said he had a terrible game in the FA Cup.
Oh, Rashford.
Come on now.
Are you done? Are you done? Come on.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you done?
Speaking of
Osimhen scoring goals in Champions League out there, bagging
quality. Go. He's scoring goals in Europa League.
Quality.
Speaking of Messi lovers, Sergio Roberto came out and said, we are waiting for Messi with open arms. Who's not ready for Leo to come back? We will treat him really well if he comes back. I feel that a player of his level is treated that way. Eddie, what do you make of this?
Sergio Roberto must be wishing on a star.
Clearly.
Or he's thinking that some serious Spotify money is about to kick in. Or he must not be reading the news lately because, you know, you guys are in no position to sign anybody, let alone someone like Messi that's going to, you know,
¿Dónde está Leo Messi?
I don't know how much he's going to want this year to come back, but, you know, there's no way he goes back to Barcelona. I think Barcelona have bigger things to worry about, like, you know, not getting criminally prosecuted and
they
Spain,
should.
So
they should give him a Juventus treatment.
JC?
Relegate him.
Relegate him.
Sell the team. Relegate him. I need
JC,
the
what do you
Juve
make of
treatment. I don't. He's like clearly drinking I don't know what, and I don't know when they asked him this. He clearly wasn't sober. And of course they're gonna wait for him with open arms, because why not, right? Because that's just
great
Barcelona.
PR move if they get him.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
Trash. Wishing on a star.
I'll save that for the end. So right now the standings have just come out, or the percentages of every team's chances to make the Champions League or to win the Champions League.
Here they go.
JC, what do you make of this list?
This is completely
well, by that, real quick. Man City 28%, Bayern Munich 18%, Napoli 17%, Real Madrid 13%, Benfica 10%, Inter 6%, Chelsea 5%, AC Milan 3%.
Keep your fancy schmancy algorithms and FIFA simulators and EA Sports simulations to yourself. Anything can happen in 90 minutes. I don't care about any of these percentages you're trying to throw out there and make all this fake hype for Man City and Pep. They always have them as the first, and they choke it out.
5% chance of winning it, and ain't Man City always the favorites, but end up bottling it every season?
I'm just saying, like I said,
always
keep your fancy schmancy algorithms and your fake little machines and all that rah.
You know what's funny is after the last after the
your game, ESPN.
After the 5-2 victory against Liverpool, they had Madrid as the number one favorite, but because of the Barcelona and all this other stuff, they kind of dropped them. But
they had PSG as the favorite at one point because Messi was going to save them and put them over the hump. Like,
Eddie, what do you make of this?
It's ridiculous. I mean, put some more respect on Real Madrid. They're the team to beat in this competition. They just won it last year. They're definitely the favorite. I think Napoli are a close second, in my opinion, and then Bayern. And then after that, I think it's a free game for, you know, a Chelsea to, you know,
I don't understand. You get Benfica a higher chance than Chelsea. Chelsea 5%, Benfica 10. Come on.
Well,
man.
Chelsea haven't been playing well this season, champ. I understand that one.
They're showing up in Champions.
You know, I think Inter is way too high up there. I think they're the ones that are, you know, one of the. They should be below 5%.
This is like they said on a 100 scale, and you got to divide up 100%, right? they said, "What percent do you give these guys?" And that's just what that post feels like. Typical ESPN trash.
Last one, and
Uh-oh.
this is from Dan and Diego, directed towards JC.
I already knew.
JC, do you feel like it is blasphemous that Kempa had been called up to the Spain squad while De Gea was left out as the goalkeeper?
Not at all. No, this is actually where you want to be. Look, in my favorite part, go down. This guy's on fire. This guy's on fire. Go to him in the comment section again. Look at him. What's he holding? What's he holding right there in that picture? Oh, that's crazy. Rashford got those? Nah, huh? They have definitely don't got
Champions
that.
League players clear of Europa bottlers. Ooh.
I'm just, whoa. I don't know.
What?
I'll just stick to the picture because he's showing some silverware there, quality. But Kepa all day over there.
You rate Kepa now? I'm curious.
I've been over the hill. Yeah.
You know why you rate Kepa? I'm gonna tell you why. Because your boy Conte spent 80 million to sign him. Like he was 80 million on a goalkeeper.
It paid off, didn't it? Didn't they win?
No, it didn't pay off. Mendy was the goalkeeper for that Champions League run. That's why Tuchel went out and got him because Kepa wasn't cutting it.
He wasn't coming in and doing pens.
I know you want to stick.
He wasn't coming in and doing pens.
And this and that.
No, you're talking about Conte. That's him living rent free in your head.
Do that, all right?
David
De Gea has been disrespected by the Spanish FA the same way they've disrespected Sergio Ramos.
Trash.
The same way they disrespected other players in favor of these Basque, quote unquote, Basque players. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. The guy clearly has a target on his back. He can't get a call up to the Spain squad anymore.
Target on his back?
He's clearly he has a target on his back from you.
Look at you
from
connecting
a lot
dots.
of people here who don't rate him.
Dots that,
I don't understand
what other people.
If David De Gea does not make the
nobody rates him
in the
nobody
FA
rates
Cup,
him.
we wouldn't be talking about Manchester United going
nobody
through.
Rates
we're talking
him.
About Manchester United out
Telling
and
you,
being upset by
this
Fulham.
guy. It's always De Gea and Rashford.
You don't want to hear the truth.
Whenever they win, it's either De Gea or Rashford with this guy. Nobody else
You don't want to hear the
plays.
truth.
We have one goalie and one
You
player.
don't want to hear the truth.
We have one outfield player and one goalie.
Clearly didn't see the game.
Oh, United. Every time they win, it's always De Gea and Rashford.
Yo, Dan, I know what you're doing, guy. I'm on to you. You know, I don't want to hear it. You're mad that Arsenal lost. Don't rub that Kim Kardashian curse on us now. All right.
We appreciate you guys so much for checking out another episode of Compas FC. We went through it all. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. JC loves reading those comments, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's on YouTube. He's all about it. He's all for it. He loves that kind of stuff.
Shout out.
Don't forget that Compas on the Beat has now dropped merchandise. We have hats, we have shirts, we have shirts and sweatshirts and stickers. So make sure you go. It's compasonthebeatmerch.com. So make sure you guys go check that out. Don't forget to check out everything else. Compas on the Beat. Compas on the Beat this week comes out on Wednesday. Do not forget. We'll be talking about all things free agency. What's the holdup with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers and the Packers? Who's won free agency so far? Who's lost free agency so far? And Dan and Diego has a pretty good burial for this week, so it'll be interesting. You guys definitely need to check that out. Don't forget to check out What's Up Bolts this week as well. Dan and Diego I'm gonna put his teaching credentials up. He's gonna grade all the moves that the Chargers have made so far. Gilbert will be joining us to give us his insight on what he thinks is gonna happen with Austin Eckler and what happened with Drew Tranquil. And then obviously don't forget to check out House of Horns. On the team. Don't forget to check out House of Horns. The Rams have been very quiet, but Gilbert and Victor Producer will give you guys an insight on why they think they're being quiet. And then don't forget to check out Combat Compas. Like I said, we're going to WrestleMania. Make sure you check out everything that we have on there. We have the news about Bad Bunny hosting Backlash in Puerto Rico. And then obviously Rey Mysterio getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. A lot of really good stuff happening there. So don't forget to check it all out. We appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, be a compa, tell a compa about what the compas are doing with Compas FC and everything else. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your week.